Well, that's exciting.
Well, welcome everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, what are you up to today?
Oh, just polishing some of the dev work so we can show this to more people.
Coffee. So, what are we doing? We're replacing our coffee with coffee versus what do we power up with in the morning, Ben?
Dev work.
Coffee versus dev work versus philosophy. Live on prime time. Boo ha ha. Boo ha ha. Ha ha ha. Who will win? Who will win? The contestants are ready. The contestants are ready. Oh man, let's see. Here we go. Here, you can help me with this. All right, here we go. Boom. So the contestants are ready. Coffee versus Dever versus philosophy, live on prime time. Boo ha ha ha. Who will win? Okay, that didn't even include the link. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So
5,000 data points here.
On what?
On the number of like KPIs that are being tracked.
You talking about mixed panel?
No, this is the number. This is our database size. We're tracking how much of each thing people have, like how many ideas there are and how many, that kind of stuff.
Interesting. So why are you scratching your head?
Because I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about?
How to transpose this data. I've got it. So I've got a list of stats, but I need to cross correlate them by what thing they're talking about, what stat they're talking about.
Okay, cool. So how can we apply some philosophy to this, Ben, to this dev work?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's take a reductive approach to it. Should we do that? All right. So instead of the Empire State Building, what's the little house? 5,000 KPIs versus.
So, well, one of the questions is, this is a fun thing to work on, but is it actually a good thing to work on?
Is it actually good? Okay, is it bad? How far bad is it in your mind?
The question is whether or not it's pushing the right thing forwards. We only have a certain amount of time that we can push projects forwards in a day. And I'm not sure if this is the right one.
Okay, so do you have 5,000 KPIs? Do you have the time? What's the next question?
Priorities, whether or not it's the top priority.
Your priorities? Okay, that's perfect. Oh, done. It's live.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, yes. Oh yes. Oh my God. And I've invited some people on LinkedIn if they want to come join us, and I just like posted the Zoom like right on there, right? So anybody in the world can come join us and talk about dev versus philosophy versus coffee. Which will win? Which will win today?
I think the coffee is winning right now.
Yes, coffee's winning for me. And I have my Schlitz mug, right, from the Milwaukee area, right, who I purchased at a St. Vinny's restaurant, excuse me, a St. Vinny's, a St. Vincent de Paul resale store in Madison, Wisconsin. What a wonderful shop it was, right? Um, I don't remember the lady's name that sold it to me, but she was having a bad day.
Oh no.
I'm having a good day. I've had many good days with the Schlitz mug. So thank you, lady. So
Laser drill.
is it, yes, laser drills. Is it more effective for someone to like put coffee down their throat like me, or is it better to do what you love doing to get ramped up in the morning?
Hmm.
Mhm.
This is doing something weird, and now I'm thinking about the weird thing.
Okay, see, yeah, that gets you thinking, right?
Exactly.
That gets you thinking. And so what are people usually attracted to, Ben? How do they categorize in your mind?
Oh, many different ways. But on how the but on the way they thinks. Oh, I think that the base the the base grouping for thinking is either emotional thinkers or logical thinkers.
Okay.
That's according to the Myers-Briggs um, system, and also a fair amount of personal experience.
Okay, and so you are not the emotional. I'm the emotional thinker. Is that what you're saying? Is that what I'm hearing, Ben?
I don't know. I think you're fairly logical. We
Okay.
might both be logical thinkers,
Interesting. Are we hybrids? Have we transcended? No, no, we haven't. However,
no,
do we?
but you can be halfway between. But you can be adequate in both.
Okay.
It's just that usually being excellent in both is rare.
Hmm.
Usually end up being excellent in one and not so good at the other. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. You usually don't end up with somebody that's has perfect stats all across the board. They're usually really good at understanding computers and lousy at understanding people, or really good at understanding machines and have no idea how to fix cars.
Hmm.
Like,
Okay. All right. I can dig it. So let's say no one really is balanced and everybody's got a specific thing that they're good at.
yeah.
Do they have many specific things they're good at, or are you just good? Is there one thing you feel? We're not making a determination here, but is there one thing from from founders that we love working with to just anyone that contributes to a project, like in our space? Is there one thing that someone is specifically good at, or is it like a cluster of things?
I think it's a cluster.
Okay. Okay. So are philosophy and dev work just clusters?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So
Because things that are adjacent. Okay, cool. So things that are adjacent, you spill your interests tend to spill into things that are adjacent. However, adjacency is not the same for everybody. Some people might think that music and math are really, really close together. And some people may not agree with that at all and think that music and art are really close together. Um, like there are some people that approach music with an engineering mindset, thinking about the patterns and stuff, and other people do it much more emotionally.
So you feel as though those two are the basis, is what I'm hearing that those two are the basis of the categorization?
Um, the emotional and logical, I think, is a base, but I was just making up examples with music.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Yeah, balancing between these two is very interesting. So let's say that you said to me once, Bryant, you're like a jet turbine. If I just give you a little bit of gas, you just make power.
Yeah.
So dev work or passion, right? Isn't that what we're talking about?
Hmm.
Or philosophy or passion or coffee is a suppressant, right? It can
Suppresses your tiredness, if I remember correctly.
suppresses your tiredness and gets you fueled up, and I think helps you avoid getting connected to what you're doing. You know what? That gives me a whole good, I got to finish this cup of coffee though. Right? And so the hypocrisy that you can just see in my words there is a wonderful fence that we all stand on to be able to go this way or this way on a decision. And so I feel as though below the categorization, even getting there, is a really interesting thing. And isn't that the conversation that we're having today of like getting yourself to motivated?
Yeah, that's that's another that's another good topic. I don't know if this dev work is actually the right thing to be doing right now.
You know what the right thing to be doing is? Telling people exactly how much we don't give a shit and how authentic we are.
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably the best thing to do because what is being authentic?
Not putting up filters.
How about this? It's impressive. Okay. So, yes, it's impressive when you don't need coffee to get going in the morning, isn't it? Where you move into your state of needs and you don't limit yourself on your wants. In fact, your boundaries end up fading away, the wants boundaries versus actual needs. Very interesting stuff, huh?
I'm still being distracted by the I want to solve this problem.
Well, that's a really interesting thought as well. So, we're talking about solving a very systemic problem of people not having the motivation linked to passion. Mm. Mm-hmm. So I want you to finish that up and let me know when your brain's free. And
All
I'll
right.
just entertain the audience with my amateur guitar. Ooh, my kid's guitar is out of tune.
Now I figured out what the problem is. It's always good with a little bit of debugging will do. You know, my brain is really not in philosophy mode. So now I have to figure out how to switch it over. Some days it is, and some days it isn't. So now I have to figure out how to switch it. It's going to be interesting. Like do the artificial switch. It's going to be interesting.
That's really interesting. So we're almost talking about the Bobbyverse, about like transporting consciousness when it
Yeah.
comes to like, if you feel as though you need to switch to a philosophy mode to be my boxing partner, right? And the idea of like, hey, we're basically representing two different sides of a truth. And I think that's fantastic. Or interchange, the idea between that is what we call liquid gold for anybody that's interested, or the idea of quantum collapse, right? And I don't know if there's anybody to throw a ball to, Ben, a quantum ball, if you're not on the other side. If you're on the same court as me, then you're actually in your own reality. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. But if you can clearly distinguish me right, through a difference, then we can have a conversation. I put something out today that the idea of impossibility is impossibility ultimate boredom.
Impossibility. Meaning that it isn't possible, so there's nothing to work on. So there's no development work ever again.
No rocket science, right? That means that passion might be thought, in this case, to be an internal kind of thing, a well. Imagine a spring that you can always go take your cup and take a drink from. Instead of coffee, why can't that be the cup we drink from? Ooh, that's good, and it's off. Ooh, that's terrible but wonderful at the same time,
I don't think I'm going to be able to focus on philosophy until after I fix this because it's so loud in my head.
And what is that? Is that a calling?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there it is. Make your calling your coffee. Have a good day, guys. That's all we need to talk about. Mel Brooks said, leave it on a high note, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You guys have a great day. I don't need any more coffee after hanging out with someone like Ben. It's very clear what we're going to do, what we do all day, every day for moving things forward in the world. If you dream of a brighter future, make that your calling. Replace your coffee with that. Like, cheers to that, guys. This Schlitz mug can go to a lot more fun things than coffee, right? So, okay, you guys on the flip. Ben, thanks for hanging out, dude. And
oh, yeah, you're welcome.
hang us on bluprnt.org, hop on our Discord, come hang out and just make jazz with us. Like if you need a ramp up, you need some motivation, you give me a call anytime, 608-509-1871. You give me a call anytime you want, all right? 608-509-1871. That is my personal number out to the world, all right? So